Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Well, thank you, Danielle. Wasn't that wonderful, everybody? Of course, Danielle is one of our past graduates from one of our academies, the Management Academy, and it was always a pleasure to hear her angelic voice kicking off our graduations. Well, ITSMF family and friends, welcome at long last to graduation day. We're so happy that you have decided to join us in celebrating the 2021 graduating cohorts of the ITSMF Leadership Academies on the completion of a 10-month journey of growing and learning together. It's really hard to imagine a more challenging academic year. Since our last graduation, over 600,000 people have died of COVID-19 in the US. We've witnessed continued social strife as the scourge of racial injustice continues to threaten people of color, including the vicious attacks against Asian Americans. And add to this ugliness of politics, the stress of a contested presidential election leading to an all-out insurrection in Washington, D.C., and more recently, the trial and conviction of Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd. These events have rocked the entire country, and frankly, they flipped our academic world upside down. But in true fashion, demonstrating what it means to be an ITSMF leader, the Academy directors, Kylie Carr, Dr. Reginald Turner, Robert Dixon, and the ITSMF management team have stepped up to deliver with professionalism, all wrapped in a big blanket of love. And so our Academy students have responded, collectively making ITSMF a stronger organization. Graduates in all three academies are poised to step up and claim their next spot as the future generation of ITSMF leaders, changing the world and forging everlasting legacies based on their academic experiences. GIPD academic graduates, you are now part of the ITSMF Global Institute family. Together, we are leaders transforming leaders, mind, body, and soul. And your leadership is needed more now than ever. Typically, we're together on this graduation day in person. It's a time filled with hugs and laughter and tears. Circumstances once again prevent us from being together on this day, although I've heard rumors that we're going to start to gather in small cohort clusters later this year. We'll see what happens. Instead, for now, you have to deal with a virtual hug in the form of the graduation gift boxes that you all should have received. Now, in this box are several gifts to recognize you as an ITSMF family member, including your graduation stoles, which will be officially bestowed during your individual academy graduation sessions this afternoon. But also in this box was a heartstone. And the heartstone is a symbol of the virtual hug that is ITSMF. We use this as a ritual way to connect not only with our hearts, but our minds to each other. And anytime that you're feeling by yourself and without the family, your heartstone is there for you to reach out and touch. And through it, we are all connected. This heartstone is a symbol of love and respect for family members. Anytime you embrace it, you embrace each other. Cherish it like you will cherish the memories of the past year. Well, enough from me. Let's let the celebration begin. Now, as a reminder, the Emerge Academy graduation takes place at 1 p.m. this afternoon. The Management Academy graduation is at 3 p.m. and the Executive Academy session is at 5 p.m. We hope to see you at any or all of those sessions going forward. In the meantime, on behalf of the board of ITSMF, blessings to you all. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to our president and CEO, Ms. Viola Maxwell Thompson.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. Those words were very heartfelt. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this graduation celebration, right? I didn't say ceremony, I said celebration, because we're gonna honor our family members, our friends, our coworkers, and our loved ones. These women and men have committed countless hours, and I'm pretty sure they will attest to that have enabled them to cross this finish line while simultaneously maintaining the high level of excellence their companies are accustomed to from their work performance, all being done virtually. This pandemic year was a test of everyone's perseverance, patience, emotional health, physical health, and mental stability. And yet, here we are, celebrating your achievements. Simon Sinek said, "The ability for a group of people to do remarkable things hinges on how well those people can pull together as a team." Let me say that again. The ability for a group of people to do remarkable things hinges on how well those people can pull together as a team. That statement is truly reflective of this cohort of professionals who have bonded, quite frankly, in some cases, stronger in this completely virtual experience than we could have ever imagined. You were able to adapt, adjust, and thrive. And remember that those skills will remain with you forever. We are so incredibly proud of you. And on behalf of the board, the management team, and the ITSMF family, we say, congratulations. Stand up and take several bows because you have certainly earned them. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. I just want to confirm that she has joined the call. Francesca, are you there? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read her bio while we wait for her to join. And at the end of my reading of the bio, if she's still not on, Robert and I will start to sing a song for you. How about that? She is an extremely busy woman, as you can tell when I start reading this bio. Francesca Vasquez is the Vice President of Technology for Amazon Web Services. She is responsible for cloud technology architecture, enterprise modernization and migration, innovation engineering, and workforce diversity, equity, and inclusion across the worldwide commercial organization. She and her team support global startups, digital native companies, independent software vendors, small, mid-sized businesses and enterprises. They help customers enable digital transformation, new customer experiences, and business innovation outcomes. Her organization focuses on prescriptive solution guidance across over 175 full-featured services and solutions such as compute, storage, databases, migration and modernization, artificial intelligence and machine learning, hybrid, application development, I'm not done yet, security, people transformation, and management governance. Prior to AWS, Francesca spent 11 years with Oracle, most recently as the Group Vice President of Oracle's North America Cloud Infrastructure team. She's held numerous leadership roles in consulting, business development, and business technology architecture strategy with Salesforce, CSC, which is now DXC, Sun Microsystems, and the US Department of Defense. She holds a master's degree in science and technology public policy from George Mason University. She is a STEM advocate, an active participant in nonprofits that inspire cultural inclusion and diversity. Francesca also serves on the Customer Success Advisory Board with Technology Services Industry Association and is a Board of Trustee member for the University of Lynchburg. She and her family reside in Seattle, Washington. Well, actually, they used to reside in Seattle, Washington. She just moved back to the DMV. And quite honestly, I'm looking forward to meeting her for lunch in the very near future. As you can tell from her bio, she is a rock star. And that's why we asked her to be our keynote speaker today. She did give us a little bit of a warning that she is in all-day meetings at AWS, and that she was going to step out of those meetings to participate in this graduation celebration. So I'm honored to call Francesca my friend, and if she is on, I'd like to ask that you join me in welcoming Francesca Vasquez as the Plenary graduation keynote speaker.
Wow, thank you, Viola. I am here and I couldn't think of a better place to be. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. When I hopped on, it took me a minute because I had to think, who is she referring to? That certainly was not me. And I am excited to be back on the East Coast, and I look forward to getting an opportunity to have lunch with you very soon. I thought I'd maybe just start off by really just congratulating everyone on this incredible journey. You know, your graduation marks a new chapter in how you will lead in your career and in your life. And as I mentioned earlier, I really can't think of a better way than to start the day with the ITSMF family. You know, I've been a member of this community for over 10 years, and I certainly wouldn't be here today at Amazon without the development and coaching influence of this family. And that's what it means to me. ITSMF has had such an impact on so many individuals professionally, personal development, and your journey over the last several months has really provided you, I hope, with the tools that are needed to truly be change agents of the world. And so today we celebrate and we recognize you. We have a saying here that every day is day one. And someone once asked our CEO at an all hands town hall, what does day two look like? And our CEO responded with, day two is stasis, followed by irrelevance, followed by excruciating, painful decline, followed by death. That's what he said. And that is why it's always day one. And I think a lot about day one and how the role of this mental model, the way of thinking, shows up as leaders. How we approach the world, how you will approach your organizations, your community, and even your life. At the core, day one essentials really ensure that you are leading with the same focus and commitment as the early days of the mission or the purpose. And that's what this journey that you've been on has been about. It's wrapped up in a beginner's mindset that prevents the outside world from really pushing you into day two thinking, where you lose sight of community, of customers, of people, of empowerment, of wellness, and innovation. And when that happens, most leaders will get disrupted. And so one of the things that I would encourage all of you as you operate as day one ITSMF leaders is to embrace the external trends, deeply understand what's happening around you. And in the last 12 months, we all know that the world has changed. And it's ripe for the opportunity to drive transformational leadership. And it's never really been more prevalent than now. So today, I just want to reemphasize and congratulate you on this day one journey as ITMS leaders, as well as being innovators. As Viola said, I'm into products, engineering, and building. And when we launch products, most people view that as the finish line. And that's really the wrong approach from my perspective. Today is about you. And we are launching and unleashing you into the world, the best and brightest, full-on innovation. And so this graduation, this ceremony today of this cohort is the start, not the finish. What you do now, how you do it, and why you do it is critical to advancing the ITSMF mission. And as leaders, where race, ethnicity, gender, many of these things are at the forefront of corporate governance agendas and also global workforce strategy. Our mission, our commitment to this organization, it really remains unchanged. And let me just remind everybody what it is, because this is how I wake up thinking. We are here, you are here to increase the representation of our Black professionals at senior levels in technology, to impact the organizational innovation and growth. And we'll do this by developing and nurturing these dynamic leaders, all of you, through enrichment of the mind, body, and soul. We envision a world with barrier-free, I'm gonna say that just one more time, barrier-free opportunities for Black technology leaders, innovators, and influencers. That is powerful. That is exciting. That is you. And collectively, we are the owners in the future that we want to build within this industry. I'd like, if you will allow me, I think they gave me a time window, but I'd like to share a personal story because I believe I have a dream job. I lead teams whose responsibility is to make the impossible very much possible for customers. We focus on deep customer obsession, innovation, developing socially responsible solutions. We get a chance to collaborate with many of the companies that you represent, Nike, Netflix, Moderna. How I show up is a business imperative. And since I've had the opportunity to work with ITSMF, I've been able to prioritize diversity and representation to drive stronger user experience and product innovation at various companies and really drive social good. And like many of you, I'm an only intersectional senior business leader in my division, and I'm actually not proud about that. I've been in this industry for over 20 years, and what I am proud to say is that I've probably failed just as often as I've succeeded. And I definitely do not subscribe that there is any straight line in success, and that many of the failures have been some of the best teachings to shape my professional career. But last year, and many of you embarked on this journey a year ago, it was one of the most difficult times I've ever experienced as a leader and as a parent of an 11-year-old son. Many of us were navigating COVID-19 and the global pandemic, the divisiveness across the country, racial, social injustice, the murders of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor that really sparked a global outcry for the Black Lives Matter movement, to champion empathy as a new leadership muscle, which for me was very new and very different. And I spent a lot of time as a leader in uncertainty in 2020. And, following George Floyd's death, our CEO asked what I thought we needed to do. And my response was very simple: listen and act. We have to be able as leaders take action, acknowledge when there's societal inequitable and brutal treatment of the Black community, be able to stand in solidarity in our positions with employees, customers, partners, definitely not remain silent. And I shared that what the world had witnessed was pretty much, hundreds of years of systemic racism that just transcended communities, and I felt was very much prevalent in the workplace. And the impact of this movement was going to change our culture forever, and we were not going to be able to go back. And leadership development was going to play a huge part of our go forward. We took our diversity and our inclusion philosophy, we put equity at the forefront of that. We established, leadership circles across all of the lines of business, owning these crucial conversations with employees. We often engaged with the ITSMF leadership team, many of whom which you've worked with, and it became pervasive across our entire senior leadership organization. And so as a leader, this affects you. And we all have superpowers, and we're all human. And for me, it was the first time in over 20 years that I had to confront up close and personal that my experiences were definitely real, and my years of being able to compartmentalize work, community, mind, body, soul, they were now sort of on display for the world. And employees, people, friends, they needed to know that we saw them, I saw them, we heard them, I heard them. And I realized that if we were going to lead through change, people needed to understand who we were as leaders, who I was as a leader, what I valued, what I stood for, and how I was going to help bring the best out of them while ensuring the millions of active customers that I was responsible for would be able to sustain their business during the pandemic. And I personally saw myself, my brother, my sisters, my parents, and my son in the collective events of 2020. So it was very real for me, and it was a lot. And I wasn't actually even sure as a leader if I was going to be able to get through it. But I dove deep in my faith and, of course, understanding my why. And that's something that I challenge all of you in this graduating class, is to really think about your why. And my why in a day one mindset is to be able to create the world's most inclusive and diverse workforce to fuel education and career opportunities in STEM to drive innovation in the global economy and Black and Brown communities. I want to be able to create environments that are generating co-founders, developers, business leaders, executives, and entrepreneurs. And so despite these challenges, last year was a refresh of leading with day one mindset. And I'm so encouraged by it. And I'm encouraged by all of you. You are at such an incredible inflection point in history. And not only does this community need you, but the global economy needs you. Your teams need you. They need you to lead with more empathy, being more courageous in what matters versus being comfortable. We need you to give yourself permission to pause, reflect, refocus. You are such a great example of reimagining what the future of leadership is and how we're going to drive barrier-free, I said it, opportunities for people of color. As you embark on the next wave of this journey, just remember we're at the start, not the finish. And I want to leave you with the few tenets that I've been able to learn from other senior leaders and co-founders all over the world. Number one, John Wooden once said, be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Your character tells people what to expect, and it overshadows everything else that you do. So make sure that people understand your character, leaders. The former CEO of IBM, who had a 40-year career journey, she had recently posted some leadership lessons that I just thought were so excellent and really reinforced day one thinking. I want to share them with you. She stated, never let anyone else define you. You have to write your own story. And that starts today. And remember, we're at launch. Growth and comfort never coexist. You need skills and will. And at most times as leaders, will always prevail. I hope that when you leave here, you work on something that matters. You have an obligation to be a role model for the community and for others. People generally can't be what they can't see. So your role as ITSMF leaders is a mission. This is a calling. And finally, I started my career as a software developer. And one of the things that we always would tell the development community is improve everything that you touch. This is about customers, employees, community experiences, and being able to anticipate their needs. Always seek to improve what you touch. We are in the very early days of this work, family. I want to congratulate you for your deep commitment, the long virtual days and nights, and the investment in yourself as leaders. You are the future, and it remains day one. My name is Francesca Vasquez. My pronouns are she, her, and with that, I am checked in. Congratulations, everyone. It is so great to be here. Thank you for including me in this celebration.
Wow, 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 wow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now you know why we asked Francesca to be the keynote speaker. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Francesca, for your inspirational words, your openness, your candor. It really, really, really touched us in a way that only you could do. You taught us to look at the world as day one ITSMF leaders, to be a champion of empathy. That one really resonated with me because we all need to be empathetic, to listen and then take action, to understand your why in a day one mindset. Wow, powerful. We are at the start, not the finish. There's so many nuggets that you shared with us today, and I'm hoping that people were taking feverish notes, because each and every one of those particular comments that you shared can be leveraged every single day as we move through our work day and our home day and just our life in general. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We know you have a busy, busy calendar, so if you need to drop, no worries. And I will be getting in touch with you because our restaurant is waiting. So to the rest of you, as a reminder, I talked earlier about remarkable things happening when people have the ability to pull together as a team. That was a perfect example of what we're talking about here. This organization, ITSMF, is managed by an incredibly powerful team. Our board of directors, who are responsible for our vision, for the soundness of this organization, and who provide sage advice and wisdom. The management team, who develops and executes our strategy, and they make sure they dot every I and cross every T and turn the Z's upside down and backwards. To our GIPD dean and directors and their supporting staff, who work tirelessly to design and deliver the academy programs. To the executive coaches and mentors who invest in the cohort success. To our partners who invest in the mission of this organization year after year after year, because they know that working with us, we are going to be able to achieve our mission and our vision. And to the ITSMF family, who answers every single call to action that we ask. I thank you from a place in my heart that I hold only for special people like you. Thank you for attending this plenary graduation, and I invite you to join us this afternoon for the individual academy graduation sessions. We have quite a phenomenal event to share with you as these graduates walk across their stage and we celebrate their greatness. Robert, I'll turn it back to you.
Well, thank you, Viola, but I'm not sure what I should say behind that. So I put a capstone on every single thing. I just simply wanted to also add my thanks to Francesca. We knew she was a brilliant supernova, and she just proved it yet again. So Francesca, I know you can't hear us now, but trust me, we are very, very blessed to have you with us. To the graduates, it's day one. Okay, so celebrate, but keep in mind, it's day one. Leaders transforming leaders, becoming an ITSMF leader, that's the journey we're on. So with that, I'll gavel down the plenary session and I will see the Emerge Academy, Kali Carr and her fantastic group of Black Diamonds at 1 p.m. Thank you all for joining us.